Rolling.
Alright, take two. Take one about exhausted me. Alright. Let's take, it just says that I'm the producer there. And it's an interior shot. What this says, these are the title graphics that I made simply. And they're, hopefully you can read them by now. Okay, is this page red? Okay. And, you can let me know when this has been focused on and read and makes sense, right? Okay. Some people do not respect well my credentials, since I made them all up mostly, except for the period in community college. I was a great security guard for Rochdale College and kept the peace. Rochdale College unfortunately failed due to a problem they had, which was corruption. And corruption will tear apart most any nation, according to my study of governance. All right, this is a letter I wrote about using YouTube for the Democratic Party. A resolution was passed for the Orange County part of the Democratic Party to use YouTube more, and apparently it's a frightening idea for some people. It is very simple to make a video for YouTube. I'm making one now, as you can see. In high school, I put a guy on in front of a camera wearing clothes typical of the rest of the student body. I'm wearing my Ukrainian submarine captain's uniform I was given by one of my Transcendian followers, and I like to wear it for special occasions. That is a Transcendian flag. Anyway, my guy said what he would do as president of the student body, and he won. That was 44 years ago. We had video cameras then. Mostly what people want is the effort and honesty. People want their representatives to keep in touch with them. Let them know what's happening. An awful lot is happening right now. I think we need to focus on the state legislature, where so many bills, there were 200 bills offered recently. I think it became 1,000. Some people are unwilling to perform in front of live audiences or in front of cameras. If they are unwilling to get in front of a camera and say what happened in their work for us at the town council or at the state legislature or in Congress, they ought to find something else to do. If you want to make a video complicated, you can. By professional contract, I tell people I can't do anything for less than $5,000. Some people need to spend lots of money to feel comfortable about it, so I do know people to hire to make it all more expensive than it is if our representative stands in front of a backdrop and speaks for 5 minutes. You are aware that most people found the announcement video of Hillary Clinton disingenuous at best, and overall it was ridiculed as meaningless. I'd not be surprised if a great deal of money was spent on it. I think the budget for the commercial I worked on for the Ravitch run for New York City mayor was in the $35,000 range. The bill was probably $55,000 from the ad agency, allowing for their 40% markup. In politics, the content is what matters, or in fact in most movies, really. You don't really. I remember a lot of movies that really weren't shot well. What the Democrats need to do is keep it up and get ahead. That means lots of content and lots of little bits of news. Ellie Kennard was wonderful in her letters of what happened in the state legislature. I miss her for that. It is not what you do every now and then, but what you do every day. I got to admit, I mean, YouTube just gives you an opportunity to present yourself inexpensively and often. Every Republican lie needs to be countered with the truth. The Governor Macquarie issues reports of economic success weekly. Still, 25% of the people live in poverty. I can't believe that for North Carolina. Have you asked for the contact to the person who vets and controls what goes on the Democratic Party channel? I want to talk to them. Now, so this is part of the letter. I need to be able to communicate with the Democrat Party channel gatekeeper and find out what it's going to take to put our videos on that channel so that our messages are part of a unified effort of the Democratic Party to communicate our issues and our stances. Okay, that's what this is about, partly at this point. I am not well connected with the university. I asked Tyler Mulligan of the School of Government about economics instructors at UNCCH, and he had little to say other than they were over at NC State. So I've looked up the NC State economics department. Before I finalized the Insurodollar, which I originally invented in 2003, but I revived it for the Transcendia passport. I had decided to become a economist after Alan Greenspan insulted working class people by saying we needed to be retrained so often. It was just, I'd worked in many jobs, enough to be called a librarian of work. And I just couldn't stand it. So now I'm a creative economist. But to get there and be final about it, I read extensively in economics as I worked towards becoming an economist of my own. I read Piketty's 21st Century Capitalism, Krugman's Endless Depression Now, Griftopia by Tiabi, The Half Has Never Been Told by Ed Baptist, America's First Great Depression, Alistair Roberts, the First Great Depression is by Alistair Roberts, and other books of history and war. History of the petrodollar is found most succinctly on Wikipedia. And finally, I became a creative economist when inventing the Insurodollar. Long I feared that the U.S. and Russia would sink to the same level, and it would appear that as far as financial engineering is concerned, they have. We are in the era of play capitalism. What I mean by that is that capitalism is not creating in the U.S., but tearing apart and dividing up the spoils. The story of Timken Gears is a good example of financial engineering as it is done now. There is also a similarity to the events of the payola scandals of the late 50s in regards to housing. After the scandal, it was only the program directors that were given the money. As today now, it has been the bankers and funds on Wall Street buying up the land and raising rents. Even that is on the wane, as finally amongst themselves they have run up the prices to unrealistic levels. Basically now rent is designed to get all your money. That is what market rates are about. Even if there is a surplus of housing, they're not going to let you know that. War is now being conducted as economic warfare. This in the past has typically led to hot war. If we get through this summer without serious war, that could well become nuclear. Let me reread this. If we get through this summer without serious war that could well become nuclear in Central Europe, we will have been lucky. I am recommending that civil defense shelters be restocked and their signs be again polished. Okay, P.S. After I first invented the insuro dollar on my own, I did research, and there was some allusion to what? Well, that's what it takes. What it takes. Dick Gephardt and Hillary Clinton were rumored to have proffered a currency design similar to the insuro dollar in 2002. I invented the insuro dollar in 2003, and it's in popwars.com, where I did Transcendia war commentary. I go on in this letter, but we've hit 10 minutes, and I'm going to let it go at that. This is a Transcendia $1,000 note designed by Dave Ripton. And in closing, just to say, I have struggled over the insuro dollar, and I've struggled with aspects of the Democratic Party locally, and I'm participating. Okay? And I'm trying to change some things and make some things work better for my class, the working class, and everybody in relationship to each other within this nation. I began work on Transcendia because I'd basically given up on reforming this nation. It has become more and more corrupt. And the insuro dollar is based on human capital. It's understandable in terms of insurance, long known. The Netherlands would be perfectly positioned to adopt the insuro dollar. What it is pooled equity of whole life policies, standard whole life benefits, and it creates for the individual wealth to pass on. It certainly beats communism, and you would be surprised at how much a human being who is well fed, well taken care of, healthy, and educated is really worth. I'm going to leave it off from there from now, okay? There are all kinds of insuro dollar episodes that I've filmed prior to this. Maybe you'll watch this one. This one is about how in about 5